Danger. SOS. It is dire for you to evacuate. Be cautious. They are not human.
Just days ago, Twitter user StrayedAway posted a short video of a strange voicemail he'd received. The voicemail left not only a lasting impression on StrayedAway, but on those who came across the tweet. It quickly went viral, sparking debate and theories as to what the true meaning was. Since then, his Twitter has been deleted. However, I will get into that later. Here's the video.
Oh, Echo, Charlie, Alpha, Uniform, Tango, India, Oscar, Uniform, Sierra, Tango, Hotel, Echo, Yankee, Alpha, Romeo, Echo, November, Oscar, Tango, Hotel, Uniform, Mike, Alpha, November, 042933964230, Sierra, Oscar, Sierra, Delta, Alpha, November, Golf, Echo, Romeo, Sierra, Oscar, Sierra.
The callouts in the recording is the NATO or ICAO phonetic alphabet, a way of accurately spelling while lessening the risk of confusion between parties by using whole words instead of single letters. Most notably, this alphabet is practiced by militaries and in aviation. Using the codes within the messages spells out danger, SOS. It is dire for you to evacuate. Be cautious, they are not human. SOS. Danger. SOS. And then gives coordinates. The coordinates given in the message lead to a point just off the coast of Malaysia, a location many theories began to pick up on. After this point, StrayedAway began to get strange messages from different people on Twitter, as well as interested parties asking for clarification. Theories began to spark up. Some claimed for it to be viral marketing for an upcoming Cloverfield movie. However, that is unlikely with the recent release of the Cloverfield paradox. Others thought it had just been a misplaced military broadcast. Quickly, the crowning theory fell on the head of Twitter user Justin Fox. This is what it says. Pay close attention that there's an S right before danger, meaning that the recording is on a continuous loop. It's not a message set to play once it goes to voicemail. The coordinates given are very close to where the Malaysian airplane went down. What if you're hearing the black box recording? And a black box records the last interactions of the plane. That's why it's an SOS and save our ship. It was trying to warn us. Also, and this is just to add to my theory, because a black box records audio messages, it also records flight information as well, which is why it gives coordinates. This is where it gets a little far out. It's an unknown number. Now, an unknown number isn't always a blocked number, and computer will still read it as unknown. This is also happening to large solar flares were just released, causing a soon-to-be solar storm. And if you don't know, solar flares cause electromagnetic pulses in our atmosphere. So with more electromagnetic activity in the air, this is why random people would be getting this call, because the signal would be amplified and sent farther ranges with solar flares happening closer to southern Asia/Australia. This is why it's happening now. If these black box recordings match the voicemail, are you saying that Malaysia Flight 370 encountered something non-human? Yes, they encountered something non-human. The message was saying to evacuate because they are not human. Someone on that plane wasn't human. However people want to look at this, it's a theory. It's not serious, not everything will be correct, and it's not proven, so let people enjoy it. Even if it's not true, people enjoy reading it and having fun. I don't want anything out of this, but for people to just enjoy it. As of now, this theory is being highly accepted as the explanation. It is impeccably incorrect, though, and simple research can tell you that. Black boxes, especially at the time the Malaysian Airlines flight vanished, do not have the capability of transmitting via telephone signals, or at all for that matter. Black boxes are simple data and audio recording devices, like a more advanced version of an old tape recorder, only able to be played back when the item is in one's possession. They cannot be broadcast. Not to mention, it's been near 10 years since the flight's disappearance, and the black box would no longer have power even if it could send out its message. There's also issues with the phonetic alphabet itself in the message. The phonetic alphabet is a very specific thing, with very specific pronunciations. As per its purpose, there is no room for error with the way certain words are said, mainly within the numbers so as to not confuse them with other letters, numbers, or commands. 9, for example, is very specifically pronounced niner. 3 is tree, 4 is four. In the voicemail StrayedAway received, the numbers are pronounced the way they would be among English civilians, not in the very specific way they would be in the phonetic alphabet. Furthermore, the context of the broadcast is contradictory at its core. It is an SOS, a call for help. However, it is telling the receiver or any listeners to evacuate, that they are not human, a warning to leave. It's having serious clash syndrome, unsure if it wants you to stay or go. I know that was bad. If it was an SOS sent out to try and draw rescue to the crashed aerial vehicle, it would also not be warning to evacuate. And if it was an evacuation among the plane itself, it would not be in the phonetic alphabet. It makes absolutely no sense. The worst thing to come out of this fiasco, the thing that really blew it out of the water, is the fake accounts. As soon as the story began to go viral, accounts began to send StrayedAway messages using Morse code, Indonesian sentences, all sorts of things to give vague warnings. Not to mention the fake StrayedAway accounts that appeared after the original was deleted. All of this is simply random people piggybacking on the exposure to help pour gas upon the flames of the already growing interest. Most of these accounts tried to stand upon the tops of the poorly constructed Malaysian Airlines theory, which of course debunks them right out of the gate. One Twitter user, Kylandia, is the biggest example of this. While I'm not saying Kylandia is fake, she herself thinks her phone may have been hacked. It is quite possible that the audio in the video that she posted claiming to have gotten the exact same message was ripped from StrayedAway's video and laid over a captured phone call of hers. It is also possible that there were copycats after the whole story went viral, and Kylandia was simply a victim. I think you guys can probably guess that I think this story is fake. It's most certainly a hoax. The question is who hoaxed it. The obvious culprit would be StrayedAway himself. He's the one who started it all. A few days before, he posted about a strange man taking pictures out of his house, perhaps a prior attempt to spark conversation in the paranormal community. I really don't think so. He seemed to get really overwhelmed by the sheer explosion of the post. He could have just been over his head, not gotten what he bargained for. However, I doubt it. Another hoaxer that came to mind is Justin Fox, the man who built the theory around the simple voicemails. Justin seemed to have a pretty convincing explanation, so convincing that he got many people believing his theory. There's also some tweets and comments of his that are worded in a very strange way, almost as if he is accepting responsibility for the tirade. This would make sense, but it seems unlikely. That is, unless he and StrayedAway planned it together. The final option would be a totally random troll or phone scam. This is the most likely explanation to me. Someone was probably bored, typed up a random message, translated it to fit the phonetic alphabet incorrectly, had a text-to-voice bot read it, and then dial up a random and an unfortunate number while disguising their own. You can do that, by the way. Change your number to look like any number you want. That would explain why when calling the number you get what sounds like a helpline. It's possible they did this to multiple people across the US, including StrayedAway and Kylandria, but the others just hung up or ignored the call altogether, thinking it was nothing but spam. Only a few days after all this took off, StrayedAway's account vanished. A lot of people believed this to be Twitter deleting it or the government taking it down to silence him. In truth, like the rest of the story, it is a lot less fantastical. Shortly before the page went down, StrayedAway tweeted how he didn't want that many followers, that he was sick of getting messages, and how he wanted to go back to just posting memes. It was obvious that this was something he wasn't expecting when he posted that strange voicemail. One Twitter user posted text chats that Kylandria retweeted, showing StrayedAway's explanation of deactivating the account due to being overwhelmed. He says he believes that the voicemail was a phone scam, and warns against fake profiles pretending to be him. None of them are his. Other Twitter users report his boyfriend's account saying StrayedAway is okay. I couldn't figure out what account that was, though. Still, I think it's important to remember that these people posting these stories are just people, and that they don't want to be spammed like this. Unless they're out of malice, then he's really asking for it. In the end, this ordeal reminds me a lot of the 2016 clown sightings. One person does it, it causes a stir, and coerces others to get in on the fun, which in return fuels the paranoia and a cycle of outrageous claims. It will be something people forget about in a month or two. For now, I don't recommend searching StrayedAway on Twitter. It's really a mess right now. And for the most part, it's a bunch of ridiculous claims I'd rather not give attention to. It seems that spectators are more interested in it right now than the 3 people who added the most into the story. I really hope StrayedAway is well, and everyone can move on from this and get on with their lives after this unexpected boom of attention. Just comes to show that sometimes the real horrors is social media itself. But until then, I'm Midnight Siren, and I'll see you guys next time.